Hi, John G4IRN here. In this video we're going to look at selecting other windows in DXlog for your operation. So far we've covered the logging line and the log itself and how to amend it. We had a quick sneak at the band map window, but there's loads of other windows available, and in the menu Windows, have a play, have a look. The work grid squares shows you the grid squares worked on a map. Maidenhead squares on a table, worked the XCC as a table. They take quite a lot of real estate, and you might have those on a second screen, for instance, but in the core screen I always have check. In fact, here's the shortcuts: F8, 9, 10 and 12. So if I just press F12, 9, 8, 12, 10, 9, 8, they come up. And normally I'd have check partial and n+1 nearby, and check multiplier and check call sign also nearby on the other side. Actually, on a single band contest, check multipliers and check call sign aren't so important. On a multi-band contest, they are important because you'd want to move multipliers from band to band to gain extra points. Single band contest, not so important. Going back to other windows that I'd normally use, I'd have a summary because that tells me the score, number of QSOs that I've worked so far. I'd have the rate because particularly on HF I like to see how fast I'm going. On VHF I like to see how slow I'm going. Some of these not really important. Gab you'd use if you're in a multi-op setup with separate stations and you want to send instant messages. Network status you would use in a multi-op scenario with stations on different bands, different instances of DXlog. Extra information is useful. You can either load that with your own data that relates to call signs, such as name or location, whatever you want, or you can have a QRZ.com connection here. So if I enter my own call sign, for instance, it comes up with the data that I've got in QRZ.com. So that can be handy just as a double check. Not everyone has their grid in QRZ, but sometimes it helps. And actually that isn't my normal operating grid, that's my home grid. So you have to be careful when you look at these things. Radio status, or radio 1 is the one I'm looking for, and that's the band map. So let's juggle some stuff around here. Normally have these over here perhaps. Band map we looked at in video 3. DX cluster monitor, just to check that it is connected. You can see traffic going through. We come on to that in a later video. Normally you have the clock because the clock tells you the time, but also it's a reminder of your status in terms of run or search in pounds, and of your call sign as well, and also reminds you who the operator is, so it serves as an extra reminder if you've not done op on. Contest recorder is useful if you want to record a contest, and SSB bar graph that's down here, look, if you're using SSB, just gives you an idea of recording levels. So those are the key windows to be using in DXlog.